All right, welcome back. Today we're going to react to my video I made at the beginning of the season, pretty much predicting who will win NBA awards for the season. I did it before the season started. If you don't know, I put out my episode for it yesterday, so go watch it right there. Also subscribe. But yeah, let's get to, I've got a couple things in here that for us to react to. Probably just going to do this. Again, these might be some different episodes, but hopefully this isn't too laggy. I've got my list up here, but again, if you want to watch my real in-depth kind of explanation, go watch my video yesterday because I will be explaining it. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be predicting my 2026 NBA awards from all the major awards: Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man, MVP, and all the teams. I mean, it is Monday as I'm recording this. We've got NBA basketball tomorrow. We got 2 games, and then on Wednesday we got, I don't even know, probably at least 8 or 10 games on Wednesday. So it's a great time to be back. And I've said this plenty of times, but I love doing these videos to where at the end of the season, we're going to come back and look at this video and see how
what we're doing right now.
See how right I was.
Exactly. Right now.
Granted, there are, I don't know if this is more of who I think is going to win these, but there are some that are like who I kind of want.
Okay.
Defensive Player of the Year is where we're going to start off.
I think
now,
that's where we started.
I'm going to start off with this one because it's kind of obvious. As long as this guy stays healthy, as long as this team, pretty much as long as he stays healthy. I mean, there's no other caveat. This guy probably would have won it last year. He even had a conversation winning it in his rookie year. But Victor Wembanyama is the DPOY. For the next probably 3-4 years, this is probably how this is going to start off every season.
More than that.
Because now I do think that there are players that can take it, especially, again, if Wemby is not healthy. Like last year, Mobley got it. Or if the Spurs just for some reason aren't a good defense, even though they will be, there's really nothing to say. So I said Vic is my first option. Second, or my runner-up, if you will, is Amen Thompson, and my third is Chet Holmgren. Man, Chet before he went out with injury last season.
So first was Vic, second was Amen, third was Chet. How I put it in my video yesterday was I put Vic, I put Chet, then I put Ausar. So I had the wrong twin. It was in the wrong order. Again, this isn't necessarily how it's going to be. It's just how I now see it. Maybe I should have done this when the actual awards, came out. But season, really early on, for the first month of the season, I think he was the DPOY favorite from what I remember. And we're going to try and skip
next. We have got Clutch Player of the Year, another award that's kind of hard to gauge, especially early on, because it's kind of like DPOY. You can see who's going to be a really good defensive player who has been. Clutch Player, obviously, are players that have been clutch, but it's a relatively new award, and there's not a lot of data to go off of it. And it's really like clutch points, which isn't really determined till the end of the year. But I went Jalen Brunson as my number 1.
I think
Trae Young as my number 2. And I went Jaylen Brown as my 3rd.
Okay.
Just because with Tatum not being there,
so
you would think that Jaylen Brown gets a lot of that opportunity to take those shots. I mean, he does even when Tatum is there. Player of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year. Okay. Kind of hard to do.
I did not.
I went back to a guy who has won it before, and I went to Naz Reid.
Yeah.
I think
that's good this year.
I don't know. Naz Reid wasn't even in the running last year, really. It was like Pritchard, DeAndre Hunter, and Malik Beasley, and a little bit of Ty Jerome and stuff too. But Naz Reid won it the year before, but I also don't know because I feel like there are games where he is going to be starting and playing he legit might start. Like Rudy Gobert is going to be the starter, at least as of the season starts. But I think that depending on the matchups, depending on the games, how people are doing, there's very well times that Naz Reid might start more games than you're allowed to win as a 6-man. So I could see it not happening.
I don't know.
But he's my number 1. I put Anthony Simons as my number 2 because I don't know what it is with the Celtics. I guess they just love having guys in running for sixth man of the year. You know, Malcolm Brogdon,
Yep.
who recently retired. Shout out to Malcolm Brogdon, won in 2023. Pritchard obviously won last year in 2025, and Simons, I mean, is
Naz
a
Reid only
20-point
started 3
scorer when
games
starting.
here, so
I'm sure he'll be relatively close coming off the bench because he's going to
that
obviously
didn't
be
really
the
matter.
sixth man for Boston, but he's going to be close. And then, right, Simons has a good shot of winning in 2026. That's 3 very good candidates in the last 4 years that, like, the Celtics might get sixth man of the year. But again, sixth man of the year, typically you got to be on a pretty good team, and who knows how the Celtics will be at the end of the year. But I have him as my 2. And again, third in a lot of cases for this third option, I kind of went as a not necessarily dark horse because like I've had Chet for third in DPOY. That's not dark horse. Like that's a very good defensive player. Third, I went Daniel Gafford, and I don't know how much.
Just injured. I mean, he just doesn't. He gets injured. Both the centers in Dallas just get injured left and right. It's what's going on. I mean, Anthony Simons, we know, got hurt too. He was not looking great to start off his Celtic career, and then he was looking good, and then we obviously traded him. And he was hurt again. But yeah, Gafford only played 55 games. He averaged 9 and 7. Not really gonna get you. But again, I did say, I guess, dark horse, my sixth man of the year. And this was Keldon Johnson winning it, then AJ Mitchell, and then Ayo Dosunmu was third. So kind of went 0 for there. But I don't think those were some bad candidates based off how the year was looking. Or like how people were
I
thinking.
think the Knicks again I have as the favorite in the East. And that's just the guy that's going to do it, I think. I'm interested to see again. I don't know if it's confirmed if Mitchell Robinson is starting the year starting and Josh Hart's coming off the bench, but like there's so many things he could do with that lineup. He's got so many pieces to work
Mike
with.
Brown.
One less now that Malcolm Brogdon retired, but like Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele, Deuce McBride is still there. Obviously, the 6 main guys like the Brunson, Hart, OG, Mikal, Cat, and Mitchell Robinson. So he's got a good like 8-9 man unit where like it's really good. Like they can make something work. And again, I have the Knicks winning the East and being the number 1 seed out East. So that's what I've got as my number 1 for Coach of the Year. Second, I got Ime Udoka. Obviously, the West is very cram-packed, so
2 guys that are not going to
hard. I think for them to be Coach of the Year, they've got to be a top 2, top 3 seed like last year. Because I don't think he's going to get it, and Houston ends up being the 5th seed or something like that, like being worse than what they were last year. If they're around the same or better, then for sure. And I think Udoka is one of the more well-liked coaches since his transition over to Houston. I think he was like
he's not been very liked this season too. That's funny. I said
Boston,
that.
but obviously we didn't get a very big sample size before he had his little thing where he had to leave. But and then third, Quinn Snyder, Atlanta Hawks. I mean, there's a chance where Atlanta.
All right. I mean, wasn't terrible guess, I guess. The Hawks ended up finishing 6th with like not a 3-way tie. They were tied for 5th. I could see where that was coming from. But yeah, didn't really happen.
Sorry about that. Let's do most improved player. That was the award that I forgot to put on my list. Not on my list. I've got him here, but I don't have him on my computer to talk about. But most improved player, a lot of people. I'm just going to spoil it. Mathurin, Nembhard. Mathurin is my 2. Nembhard is my 3. But he's not my 1. My number 1 is Ausar Thompson, man. I mean, I believe in the Thompson twins so much.
Okay, so this was Ausar's most impactful and best year. So honestly, not a bad guess. I was a little off because his teammate might win it, Jalen Duren. Obviously, my most improved race was Nickeil winning, then Duren, and then I put Keita just kind of because I think he could be in the running. I think he could be like top 5, top 7 in the running. I don't think he's going to get a lot of love from like the media and whoever votes, but okay, Mathurin obviously got traded to the Clippers, Nembhard. A lot of those Pacers guys didn't play games to meet it anyway because they were hurt and they were tanking and doing whatever. So and then Mathurin trade to the Clippers, whatever. And then Ausar, again, it's been his most impactful year where I think he really, again, I think he's going to be a top 3 defensive player of the year candidate and a 1,000% all defensive first team. But again, I think it's going to be hard for a guy like him to win a most improved player unless his offense and jump shot just like jumps through the roof one year. And I don't know if that's happening.
And I really like to believe in Ausar more because it seems like Ausar is getting left behind in some of these conversations,
which I've said before.
So that was an award with most improved. Like I kind of want Ausar Thompson to win. Like obviously Benedict Mathurin I've got as my 2, Nembhard as my 3, both great candidates to get it. Other guys like Matas Buzelis has gotten a lot of look around that.
I don't know if
some people keep saying Jalen Johnson, even though the past like 3 years he's been in that, and just because he's been hurt.
I hate this because this has literally been, and it's still happening, where Jalen Johnson has been in most improved player running for literally the last 2 to 3 seasons, which okay, he jumped from his sophomore year to his third year, he jumped from 5 to 16, from 4 to 8. He had a much bigger role. His minutes jumped by almost 20 plus minutes than what it was before. And then from 16, he went to 19 points, from 8 rebounds to 10, and he was getting buzz then. But again, he didn't meet the game. He didn't meet the game minimum in the past 2 years. Now that he's reaching the game minimum, and again, he is getting better, but it's nowhere near what Nickeil Alexander-Walker's doing. It's nowhere near what Jalen Duren did. It's he went from all-star to an all-star type guy to like an all-NBA type guy. I don't think that's what most improved players should be. And I don't agree with the people who put him in this running again year after year. Just because you get hurt doesn't mean that I understand he is improving, but again, this has been like literally 3 years in a row, and it's not on his Basketball Reference because again, last season he played 36 games, and the year before he played 56. He is improving, but most improved, jumping from 19 to 22, and then his rebounds didn't jump, his assists jumped by almost 3. His steals went down. His block, the defense went down because he's doing more offensively, which happens. But he went from 31% from 3 to 35. His overall field goal percentage dropped just a little bit too. But again, he's doing more. So I understand it, but I don't think that's a most improved player.
Hurt, he hasn't been able to win it. He can't keep getting it forever. And granted, he can still get better, of course, but I think his getting better is not going to necessarily be all numbers wise like it had been the past couple years. Some people say Amen Thompson, who again, I think if he would have won it, he would have won it last year, not this past year. Yeah. Some people saying Vic, which again, he should have won it last year. I don't think those are the types of guys that will get it. But Rookie of the Year, this is an award. Everyone's going Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg's my number 2. Just to have some conversation.
Oh, man.
Cooper Flagg might win it, especially with.
So who did I put VJ. I 100% put VJ Edgecombe. I know I was so. I'm still high on him, but he was my favorite player coming out of this. Him and Cedric Howard were definitely my 2 favorite prospects going into this year. So I 100% put VJ Edgecombe, and then I don't think I would have had Con Knipple in the top 3. I might have put Ace.
With all the opportunity he might get at the start of the year where Kyrie's hurt. AD, I think, is fine and ready to go. But again, we know AD sometimes misses some time. So Cooper Flagg's my number 2. But my number 1 is Ace Bailey, man.
Oh,
Ace obviously is not.
Okay. We got to hear this one out.
The most liked NBA rookie right now because of what he did in the draft, what him and his team went through at the draft, all the other teams, to where he was like, I don't want to go here, here, here. Utah still ended up taking him, even though he didn't want to be in Utah. But Ace Bailey, I thought going into the draft, was the 3rd best talent, 4th best talent. 4th is the lowest I could go.
I think that's still true. I just think it was a rough start to his rookie career.
And the only reason he wouldn't be third is because of who I have third on this list. But like, right, Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, top two. And then Ace would have been 3 or 4 for me for just talent wise, not who would win the award. But I put Ace as number 1 for me just because he's going to have all the opportunity in the world. And granted, if at some point the Jazz trade a Walker Kessler, they somehow get to move.
They didn't do that,
Larry
but he got
Markkanen's
hurt very
ridiculously big
early.
contract. Things like that. He's gonna be the guy with the ball in his hands, and his frame, like he literally looks like he literally was moving like a Brandon Ingram in preseason. Now again, it's preseason. You know me, I wasn't 100%. I honestly, I wasn't even probably 60, 70% locked into preseason because I don't think preseason matters too much, and I don't like to base too much off that. But like, man, he was good in the preseason, bro, and I think it's just going to translate with his size and his shot creating and making ability. Then third, VJ. VJ is my favorite player.
Yeah, okay. Pretty much what I was just saying. I mean, Ace Bailey's still going to be on an all-rookie team. I don't know if he gets first team. I believe I had him on. I did have him on second team personally after the season, and then VJ is third. So I got that right. Cooper Flag could be second as well, but Ace was not the pick for that. And then let's get to the big boy.
And then let's get to the big one, MVP.
God,
everyone wondered
the same thing.
It's kind of been the same 3 guys the last couple years. I'm going SGA. Shea's my number 1. I don't know if everyone's like the record should be even better because Chet and Hartenstein weren't even there for half the season and they won 68. Now, if they're there for 75 games each and Shea doesn't miss time, J-Dub doesn't miss time, nobody else from their rotation misses time or too much time,
which is unrealistic to say. Everybody's going to miss time.
They should be better then. I don't know if that's necessarily how that works. Granted, they were really
what a roller coaster. I say that I don't know if they'll be better than they were last year. And then I have a video saying they might be the best team of all time easily. And now they're like a 64-win team.
Really good. One of the best teams ever. And people aren't going to like to admit it. One of the best defensive teams ever. But they're still going to be a probably 64-win team at the lowest, you would assume.
Oh. Hold on. Let's just make sure. They were 64-18. I mean, holy, am I cooking right now?
I think they'll be right around the same mark as last year, and
which they were.
If Shea averages 32, 34 points a game again,
I think
they're the best 31. Team by a mile. There's really no reason he shouldn't get it again. Number 2, a little bit of a wishful pick for me.
Jaylen Brown.
Giannis, you guys know me. I've said Giannis could have a 2018 LeBron run where he doesn't really have a great co-star. And the surrounding talent around him is okay, but not great. And he just carries the load. Rebounding, he can do. Defensively, he can do. Scoring, he can do. Playmaking, he just averaged, I think, almost 7 assists a game last year. Like, Giannis could totally do it. And I would be so... It might be my favorite season I've ever watched from an NBA player if Giannis does those things and wins MVP this year. It might be number 1 if that happens.
I wish.
And then third is Jokic. Jokic could obviously be 1. He could be 2.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense to me. All right, let's get into this now.
To our teams. Let's start with the all-rookie teams. My all-rookie first team, of course. I'm going to have my top 3 rookies on there. Ace Bailey, Cooper Flag, and BJ Edgecombe. Con Knipple, I gave all-rookie first team to. I think he's going to start in between LaMelo and Brandon Miller. And then the last rookie, I almost put this guy on second team because I don't know, like he's going to get opportunity, but he's going to be a backup. I think he might be starting the year because his starting point guard's not there. But Dylan Harper, I just gave it to. Granted,
okay. So I put Flag, Con, VJ, Coward, and Harper. Obviously, here I have Ace over Coward. Which Coward, again, was not a guy that was really projected to have a great rookie season. So I don't know if I'm going to have him on there at all. because he started off the year phenomenally and then kind of slowed down as the Grizzlies their season kind of died a little bit. But so I mean, I went 4 for 5 there. Flag, Con, VJ, Harper. And then obviously how long ago was this video? 5 months ago, picked Ace over Coward. So let's see how the second team's gonna be so wrong.
If he wasn't gonna be on,
I know I'm not gonna account for Maxime right now and probably Colin Murray Boyles.
rookie first team, he was gonna be the first guy on my second team.
Okay.
But yeah, so all rookie first team is Ace, Flag, VJ, Con Knipple, and Dylan Harper. I don't know how many times in NBA history the entire all rookie first team were the first 5 picks of the draft, but that's quite literally what I have it as.
It literally can still happen, by the way. It still could happen because Flag, Con, and VJ have been the top 3. Harper has been pretty steady and consistent and marking up a little bit. And then Ace has been like really good as of, the season went on. So it still can happen.
And I don't know if that's realistic at all, but and that probably isn't what it's going to end up being. But nonetheless, I gave it to the top 5 picks, basically. Now, all rookie second team's a little different.
Yeah.
Because, again, these awards are doing it how I think the awards will end up. It's obviously me predicting, but I also want to get some in there. It's like, man, if this happens, I'm going to look like a big brain, because I said it beforehand. I'm not sure I'm not the only person that said these guys, and they're not too big of polls because, again, they're all first-round picks. So, but all rookie second team, Jaeger Demon, I gave. I was debating between him and Dylan Harper because obviously I assume he's starting as what was he, the 8th pick, 9th pick?
Nope.
He was 8th to Brooklyn. But there are a lot of point guards over there. There's going to be a lot of open opportunity. So I don't know. But I think numbers-wise, he'll be able to put up the numbers to do that. I gave Trey Johnson a second team spot. He could also be a guy that ends up on first team over like a Con Knipple, and I wouldn't be surprised, or a Dylan Harper, depending on what his opportunity and role looks like in Washington. I gave Carter Bryant a spot because I think his role is going to matter. Now, I don't know if he's going to get the numbers.
Just too many players that had better numbers. Again, impact is, I think, what I was just about to say. But there's too many players that had that had better numbers.
Necessarily, but his role is going to be important, and I hope people would see his value if what I'm saying is going to be true. I gave Cedric Coward an all-rookie second spot. A lot of people don't know a lot about Cedric Coward, and if I'm being honest, I don't either. But the way he plays, I like it, and I think it could matter. If I'm being honest, I would hope at some point, if he proves himself, he gets a starting spot over like a KCP at the 2 guard, because then hypothetically in his rookie year, if he is decent and he has a semi-similar showing out as like Jalen Wells did last year, and I granted Jalen Wells was a 2nd-round pick. Cedric Coward was the 11th pick. When healthy, Cedric Coward, Jalen Wells, Jaren Needy, I think could be a little promising, a little fun to watch. I don't know how many games it would win or how impressive it would be starting a rookie and 2 second-year players in Jalen Wells and Zach Edey, but who knows? And then I give Jace Richardson my last spot.
Oh my god!
I think his role is going to kind of matter in Orlando.
Oh my god! So my real second team that I did yesterday was Reno, which I wouldn't have been able to predict most likely. Trey Johnson, Jeremiah Fears, Colin Murray Boyles, and Ace. I think the only people I put there was Trey Johnson, and then I had Harper obviously switched with Ace, but Jace Richardson, Carter Bryant, not really. And Jaeger Demon, yeah, that wasn't great.
Trinity. So next, let's go to all defensive teams. My all defensive first team, again, top 3 in DPOY. Vic, Amen, and Chet, all defensive first team.
All
I
correct.
spoiled one earlier in Asar Thompson.
4
Amen
for
and
4.
Asar. If they're healthy, they should both be there.
Scotty Barnes.
I could see like Asar not because maybe the team defense isn't as well, and I know sometimes people take that into account. Now, sometimes people take that into account for just DPOY. Some people take into account of defensive teams, but I mean, Amen and Asar, they should both be there. I think they will be there for multiple years. And then I just put, I don't know how, like, because with all these awards are not position based anymore, like they've been for a couple years.
No.
Oh, there was 1 year I know where it was Vic, it was AD, it was Bam, and it was it Chet and then Herb Jones. I think they put 4 centers and then a wing. This year I put Dyson Daniels, so we've got only 2 centers, Vic and Chet, and then the others are guards/wings, and Asar, Amen, and Dyson Daniels on my all defensive first team. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, and I think if people are healthy, that's how it would be. If I was to switch one, it would maybe be Dyson Daniels, maybe,
or
who? Because I think again, Amen and Asar, I think are going to be locks if they're healthy.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my all defensive first team: Vic, Asar, Amen, Chet, and Dyson Daniels.
Okay, not bad.
All defensive second team. These would be cool. Some of these would be really cool if they happen. But I gave it to J-Dub again. I think J-Dub will be there. I give Donovan Clingan a spot.
Yep.
Especially if that Portland team is good defensively, someone's gonna get it. And I only have one Blazer on here, but it's either gonna be him or Kamara. Like him or Kamara, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think someone from Portland's going to get it. Because I think Kamara was on it last year. But I'm giving it to Clingan this year. I gave it to Zubac, who I think was second team last year.
Rough year.
I gave it to Evan Mobley, who could very well be on all defensive first team over like
he
Dyson
could
Daniels
still be
or
on
Asar.
it
He
this
just
year.
won the whole thing last year. And then Anthony Edwards, I gave it to.
Not great.
And you're gonna see why.
Not great, but I could understand the reasoning behind it. But let's get to our All NBA.
All NBA first team.
Again, my real second team was Clingan, Rudy, Castle, Bam, and Derek White. So
go my top 3 MVP: Shea, Jokic, Giannis. I gave it away with who in my fourth would be an Anthony Edwards. I think I honestly thought Anthony Edwards was going to get it last year instead of Donovan Mitchell, but Donovan Mitchell ended up getting it, which deserved with what they did over in Cleveland and what he did in a limited minutes, because he only played like 30 minutes a game.
Yep.
And then the 5th spot, I tried, guys, but if he's healthy, I'm giving it to Wemby, bro. He's gonna have the numbers. He's gonna have the fan vote.
So I didn't put Luka, I don't think. So I would assume I have him at least on second team. But Shea, Wemby, Jokic are all right. Giannis and Ant were not because, mainly because of injuries, honestly. I don't know if Ant would have made first anyways, but Giannis most likely would have been.
Well, I know fan votes don't matter for all NBA, but he's gonna be minimum second team.
Yeah.
If healthy.
Yep.
Minimum. But I gave it to him in the first team. Obviously, again, remember, no Halliburton, no Kyrie, no Tatum, no Lillard. It's a team success. But like I don't know. The Lakers could very well be like a play team first team. So all NBA first team is Shea, Jokic, Giannis, Ant, Wemby. Boom. Done. Easy. All NBA second team. Luka Doncic, I think we'll get back in there. Luka again, another guy who could be all NBA first team. I don't know if I want to say team success, but like I don't know. The Lakers could very well be like a play-in team depending on how this year goes for them. Especially with LeBron gonna miss like the first month of the NBA season. And who knows what, again, obviously injuries are a part of the game. But I gave Luka second team. I gave Cade second team. I gave Brunson second team. I gave Donovan Mitchell second team. and I gave Kevin Durant second.
Okay, so not bad. Cade, again, sadly, I don't think will make it. I don't think he will get an appeal to make teams, but Brunson, Jalen Johnson, Kawhi, Donovan Mitchell, Durant. So Brunson, D, Mitch, and Durant, I all got right. Kawhi and Jalen Johnson, I haven't mentioned yet.
Team. I did. I gave Kevin Durant second team. So I'm going to say that again for you guys. My All-NBA second team is Luka, Cade, Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant.
Not bad.
Team. Steph Curry and LeBron. I put them there. I know. I almost
Both
didn't
hurt.
put LeBron. Okay, listen.
Both
I
hurt.
almost didn't put LeBron, and I'll say for who in a second, but I did because of a reason. But I'll get there. So Curry, LeBron. I gave it to J-Dub again.
Nope. Hurt.
Because although it could easily be Chet instead of J-Dub.
Chet, I put in third.
It could also be all three. Like it could be, but I gave it to J-Dub. I gave Jaylen Brown it. And I gave Paolo Banchero it.
And Paolo not gonna get it.
I was debating on Booker, but the Suns might miss the playoffs altogether.
Bad.
I don't know if they're gonna give.
Bad take. They were the.
I don't know if they're gonna give it to Booker. And then the other guy was debating between over maybe Paolo Brown. Okay, so not terrible. The defensive teams weren't that bad. The rookie teams were pretty good. I did pretty good on like DPOY, MVP. 6-man and most improved wasn't great. Coach of the year, I didn't do great. Rookie, I was okay at. So that wasn't too bad. But yeah, those were predictions, obviously, months ago when the season started in October. To now it's April 14th, But thank you guys for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think and who your award winners are.